Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
But yeah, a van driving through neighborhoods that's not recognizable, especially at a slower speed, that will bring up attention to a lot of people.
Dozens of people are sharing these pictures of a white van with black spray paint on Facebook and warning parents to watch out. Creepy, scary, and sketchy are a few of the words people are using to describe two men slowly driving through area neighborhoods over the past couple of days. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson spent the day investigating the white van that's being talked about and shows us who the two men are.
Sightings of this van are freaking a lot of people out.
You think back when we were kids, kidnappers are going to be in these vans. They're going to open up the door. Here's free candy kind of thing.
Everyone seems to have their own story.
They were parked over at the Goddard School, which is another daycare. And someone approached the vehicle. They got out of there pretty quickly.
And I thought that I remembered seeing that same white van on my way into work. Turns out I did. And they were delivering this phone book to the station. Here's the van caught on one of our security cameras on Wednesday morning. You can see that two men pull up. One gets out with the Dex phone book in hand and delivers it. After reviewing the video, I called the company in charge of local phone book deliveries to find out more. The two men in the van are independent contractors from out of state, using their own vehicle, and will be passing through neighborhoods in Fargo, West Fargo, and Moorhead for the next couple of weeks. I'm told they have been pulled over by police at least 5 times after being called in by concerned people. The company that hired the two men believes they probably look suspicious because they're driving slow and looking at street names and numbers.
Don't be parking around daycares and speed off when someone's trying to approach you and ask you a question. Stick around and answer the questions if they have it. Don't look suspicious.
While Fargo police say they've responded to calls about the van, they haven't found anything criminal and say people should continue to call in things that don't feel right. In South Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
The company that hires phone book delivery people tells Valley News Live they sometimes have people put a sign on their dashboard to identify what they're doing and say they may have this white van do the same. Authorities are searching for a woman who escaped from the North Dakota State Hospital in Jamestown. Officials with the North Dakota Highway Patrol say 33-year-old Desiree McKay escaped from the state hospital. She was there as part of the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation program. She was last seen wearing a medium blue t-shirt, khaki shorts, and glasses with a red frame. She has a tattoo of a rose on her right and left hands and her left bicep area. Officers also say a vehicle was stolen from the area around the same time as her escape. It's a white 2001 Chevy Tahoe with North Dakota license plate 917BCE. They say if you spot McKay or the stolen vehicle, do not approach her or the vehicle and contact law enforcement immediately. Otter Tail County officials are asking people to lock their homes and outbuildings after a wanted man was able to escape arrest. Officers are searching for this man, 25-year-old Jacob Siltala. This is his photo from a previous arrest in Wadena County. Deputies tried to detain Siltala on a road southwest of Dent, Minnesota last night, but he ran into a wooded area. Officials searched for several hours with the help of the State Patrol Aviation Unit, but couldn't find him. They do believe he's still in the area. If you have any information, call the Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office at this number, 218-998-8555. Police believe that they have identified the man who stole a 16-year-old's skateboard, hit him, and then dragged him with his car. It reportedly happened in the area of 24th Avenue and 18th Street South Tuesday afternoon. The teenager has minor injuries and said the robber drove away after grabbing the skateboard. Grand Forks police believe they have identified the robber and his vehicle. Charges are currently being forwarded to the state's attorney's office. Authorities say anyone with information on the incident should call police. A 14-year-old girl from Detroit Lakes died yesterday during a fall while hiking near Lake Tahoe's Emerald Bay in California. The El Dorado County Coroner's Office identified the teen as Chloe Kahn. Chloe recently completed the 8th grade at Detroit Lakes Middle School. The El Dorado County Sheriff's Office received a report of the girl falling about 50 feet near the Vikings Home Trail. An off-duty law enforcement officer who was in the area began extensive life-saving measures prior to medical personnel arriving. Chloe died after being taken to a hospital. Detroit Lakes Public Schools has released a statement saying that middle school counselors and staff are available as students in the community become aware of Chloe's passing. A horse barn south of Mapleton is a total loss after it caught fire early this evening. Firefighters were called to the area around 5:30. The owners were burning hay throughout the day, and at one point they left the burning hay unattended, and the fire spread to the barn. There were no livestock inside, and no one was hurt. Once crews had the fire contained, they decided to let it burn out. Late this afternoon, a fire broke out in a home in Drayton, North Dakota. Drayton fire officials say flames started in the kitchen area. Only the father was home at the time.
So it got away from us right in the kitchen area. It got up into the attic on us, and so we had to get up and get access so it didn't burn back in over the rest of the house. So by doing that, we secluded it to one area.
Nobody was injured, and fire officials say they were able to knock down the flames in about 20 minutes. A family of 4 will be temporarily without a home. The cause is still under investigation. Americans upset with President Donald Trump's decision to pull out of the Paris Accords are making their voices heard. Climate advocates from around the country rallied in protest of the president's rejection of the Climate Change Pact. President Obama had signed on to the deal in September, joining more than 190 other nations. The agreement calls for a global response to the threat of climate change by setting goals such as limiting the global temperature increase to below 2 degrees Celsius. Today, President Trump said the U.S. will withdraw from the agreement because it puts the U.S. at a big economic disadvantage. They all have different backgrounds, but 35 women in our communities have been coming together for months now to inspire and empower each other to make a difference. These young leaders were recognized tonight at the United Way 35 Under 35 event. It's the 9th class to complete this leadership program, which focuses on issues such as philanthropy, goal setting, and personal growth, among others. Quite a sight to see. A vintage passenger steam locomotive is chugging through southeastern North Dakota. The train made a pit stop in Davenport, North Dakota for Davenport Days. Its arrival to our area marks the 30th anniversary of Red River Valley and Western, a regional railroad operating in North Dakota. The train rolled in pulling excursion cars and giving people a rare opportunity to see train travel as it was more than 70 years ago.
We're just thrilled. We're going to have about 250 people on the train tonight, take a nice little sunset cruise out towards Lisbon, and see how the crops are coming this time of year.
Tonight and tomorrow, the engine pulls out of Davenport at 6 p.m. for a trip to Lisbon and back. And on Saturday, it departs Wahpeton for Kindred and back. If you would like tickets, there are still a few available. Just head over to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.